Hey guys, so I wanted to go over a few of the styles that we have in the collection now, and the point of this video is not so much to do a style guide or how to wear them or what to do with the shoes. It's more about showing you guys a different perspective, going over some of the details of the colors, the differences of the colors, the Koyos versus the Cognacs, the different tones they can see in the reds, and just to give you a better idea of what the shoes actually look like, with no Photoshop, no editing, and no monitor difference. So you're still gonna have a difference in the monitors, but let's take a quick walk through the collection and show you what we have. So the biggest question that I've been seeing a lot is the difference between the Koyos, the Cognacs, the Rums, and here you see the loop wingtip in both different colors, and this on my right here is the Cognac, and this is the Koyo on my left, and you can see that they're both brown. And there's a slight distinction in that the Cognac is a little bit more red than the Koyo. The Koyo is more of a tannish leather color. And here, let me just give you a little bit of a better close-up. But still, they're both in the brown family, probably from a distance. Just an average person, they're gonna look brown, and that's one of the reasons that I didn't put both of the pictures in the campaign video. They're both gonna be available during the survey. I didn't want to cause any confusion in the campaign pictures. The next color that I wanted to go over are the Diablos. Here again in the loop wingtips, you'll see this is an all Diablo shoe, and here we have a Diablo with gray. And you'll notice not just the difference, there's a slight difference in tone, and that has some to do with the artisan that was actually working on it. It also has a little bit to do that they're very conscious in how the colors are going to blend in whatever secondary colors on the shoe. So here, this looks just slightly a bit deeper. And this with the gray and Diablo, it kind of blends in a little bit better with the gray. So lots of things are taken into account. It's not just the actual hand, as they say in Italian, of the artisan. It's also how they're going to be combining, how they're going to make the shoe look better. So you see both Diablo shoes, one's all Diablo, one's Diablo in gray. And again, consideration was taken for the combination of the color over here. And then we're going to see the same thing in the brown tones. In the brown, here we have in the brown with blue suede, and here we have the dark brown on brown antique, and you're going to see just a slight bit of a difference. And one of the biggest reasons to see a difference over here is because of the burnishing in the front of this brown. The burnishing is on the light brown, and over here it's on the dark brown in the second shoe. But again, the artisans really take into consideration the way that the shoes are going to combine with the secondary color, and that's one of the things that's nice about having a hand-dyed and hand-burnished shoe, that the artisan does actually put their 2 cents into it and kind of makes the shoe the best that it can be considering what's being done. And then with the black, there's not much to say about it. Black is black. It's pretty standard, beautiful, a little bit of a shine on the shoe. And then we have one of my favorite shoes in the collection, which is the dark gray with Avio and Diablo. And here again, the Avio here is going to be a little bit slightly darker than you may see in the all Avio shoe, and that's again because of the consideration that the artisan takes in combining 3 colors. All right, now let's go over the Kendrick brogues. Some people say half brogues, some people say full brogues. So to be politically correct, I'm just going to call them the Capto brogues. And here what's nice is that we're going to be able to go through lots of different color distinctions. We got blues, we got the dark blue, we got the Avio, we got the Diablo, we got the red antique, and then we also have 3 brown tones. We have the brown antique, Cognac antique, and the Koyo antique. So let's start first with the 2 different blues that we have, and that over here is going to be the dark blue and the Avio. So you can see here that the dark blue is much darker than the Avio. The Avio is almost like a denim type color, and one of the reasons that I'm actually in this room that you see here is because we do have a lot of natural light, and I thought that would be very helpful in being able to show the different distinctions in a more natural lighting setting. As I've mentioned in lots of the comments, flashes, any fluorescent lighting, all those things really play on the colors a lot, and then in addition you have the monitors, any editing that we do in Photoshop, so all those things just start modifying the colors. And so I think here you'll be able to see more of a true color. So again, here we go with the dark blue and then the Avio. You see the distinction. This is dark blue with gray, and the Avio is an all Avio shoe. And here we're going to get a little close-up of the Cuoio Kendricks, the Cognac Kendricks, and then the brown with blue suede Kendricks. And you can see that the Cuoio is again lighter, the Cognac has more of a red tone in it, and then the brown is more of a true brown. So one of the things that you see in all of our shoes is this closed stitching channel. It's a really nice feature. It prevents water from getting in. It increases the longevity of the outsole. Threads don't start getting torn up like you see in a lot of other Blake Stitch shoes. So it's really a nice touch. And then again, we're going to move on to looking at the differences between a gray and Diablo shoe and an all Diablo shoe. So here again, the Diablo is blended into the dark gray, and the all Diablo shoe stands on its own. And of course, you'll always see, because these are handmade, they're handcrafted, hand burnished, hand dyed. Everything is done by hand, so no two shoes are going to be the same. And when it comes to coloring, when it comes to dyeing, again, the handiwork with that particular artisan working on it is going to shine through. And so each shoe is going to be a little bit unique. Some are going to have streaks in different places. Some are going to be a little bit lighter in some places, darker in others. So that's what Sebastian, if you watch our live stream, that's what he called birthmarks. So each shoe has this kind of a birthmark. And then another question that I see lots of you asking is the red antique. Is it a bright red like we saw in the renderings? Is it a dark red? How does it compare to the Diablo shoes, to the Diablo colors? Over here you can see that the red is not a very bright red, but it's definitely brighter than the Diablo. The Diablo is a much deeper red. Alright guys, so now we have the Aran single monk straps in front of me, and we're going to be looking, again, two different brown tones over here. Here we have the rum with suede, and we also have the Cuoio. Again, similar to the Cognac, the rum has a little bit more of a reddish tone in it. The Cuoio, again, is more of a leather tannish color, and it's a little bit lighter. You can see the distinction, the difference over there. And the other thing that we have over here is the brandy and the Diablo distinction. And I actually have the Aran single monk in brandy out on loan right now. Hopefully it'll be back. But I pulled one of our double monk straps, the Kurt from last season, and this will be available during their survey. And here you can see the distinction between the brandy and the Diablo. And the reason I'm comparing the brandy to the Diablo is because in reality the brandy is kind of like right in between a reddish and a brownish. I'll also put up a Cognac right next to it so you see, a rum right next to it so you can see the difference. And this is the brandy next to the rum, and I'll put it next to the Cuoio for you as well. And again, we have the Aran single monk in the brandy, but I just happen to not have it with me. It was not returned to us yet. And here it is next to the Cuoio. So you see the brandy again, it's kind of like that in between a Diablo and a brown. And it's really a beautiful color. It's actually, last season, this was our best-selling monk strap color. All right, guys, so now let's go over the Cap-Toe Stewarts. And what's kind of cool here, for those of you that like data and to get a little bit of the behind-the-scenes information, in that first survey that I sent out, I asked you which shoe you expect to order. And the #1 shoe that most of you, or a lot of you, expected to order was this Stewart Cap-Toe in Cognac. And frankly, it's a great choice. It's a great versatile shoe. It's a beautiful color. Goes with just about anything, especially if you're just getting into dress shoes. This may be your first dress shoe that you're buying, your first nice pair of shoes. It's a really great option. So lots of you like this one. To give you a little bit more behind the scenes data, you know, we do a lot of A/B testing with lots of our ads, and the #1 ad that worked for us on Facebook and lots of different other places was actually this Cap-Toe. So you guys like this picture, the public in general like this picture a lot. And again, it's a beautiful shoe. This brown on brown is something that was very popular in our last collection, so of course we brought it back in lots of different styles this time. And again here, you can see the nice contrast in the two browns. And one thing that I'd like to point out also, and it's something that you're going to find in all of our shoes, is the nice cushioning that we have on the inside. So it's part of the idea that we want to make these shoes as comfortable as possible from the first time that you put them on. So not only do they have cushioning, They're very, very flexible from the first time. There's no break-in period like you're gonna find in lots of other dress shoes. And again, we're trying to make a really beautiful luxury product that you're gonna enjoy from the very, very first wear. And these shorts are really no different. And here, in terms of colors, we've kind of gone over lots of them already. This brown and blue color combination is also a color combination that worked very well for us last season. Lots of you picked up those Vincent wingtips in this combination, and according to that survey, lots of you like this one as well. And again, here we have a nice example of an Al Diablo shoe. That's something that we've gone over in terms of the difference between the brandy, the Diablo, the red antique, and of course the different brown tones. And you know, one thing that I also get asked a lot is the different shoe polishes. And of course, we're gonna have our own line of shoe polish now, thanks to you guys. We reached that stretch goal. And even in the past, in this past year, when people asked us to recommend the shoe polish, for Diablo, we had been recommending dark brown. Of course, there's no one set color of shoe polish that you can use, depending on if you want to lighten the shoe, darken the shoe. So our suggestion is not set in stone. It's not the only option. But when we suggested the dark brown, people kind of asked us, are you sure? Dark brown with Diablo doesn't make any sense. But in fact, at the factory, dark brown is actually part of what's used to get this Diablo color in here. If you look at our Kickstarter video, you see a Diablo shoe being made. And you notice that the leather actually starts very bright red. And to get this color, they actually start throwing browns and different tones in here, so you can get the final product of a nice, beautiful, deep and rich Diablo shoe. All right, and from here we're going to move on to the loafers, and we've got lots of different types of loafers. We've got the tassel loafers, the slipper loafers, the penny loafers, and each one has a little bit of a different characteristic. We've got the Crocs, and let's take a look at those now. All right, so let's talk a little bit about loafers. First up, we have the Greg penny loafer, and we had penny loafers in our collection last year, but the difference between what we had last year in the Brody and what we have this year in a style like the Greg is that the Brody last year was a dress penny loafer. And what that means is that the cut of the shoe is much higher. And the purpose of that is that when you're wearing these with a suit or some other formal attire, your socks are hidden, because it's not technically or formally nice to be showing your socks when you're wearing a suit. At the same time, when you have what most of us consider today the average penny loafer, which is this lower cut over here, it does show your sock, especially around this part, or Sebastian during that live stream that we did called the cleavage of the shoe. So that's going to show off your socks. It's something that you can wear more with khakis, even with shorts, as you see some of our models in the lifestyle shots that we have. We did style them with shorts and a pair of these loafers. And that's something that we would not have done here with the Brodies last year. So another thing that lots of you have commented on was the brown tones, again, in these loafers. And in the campaign, we only showed the cognac penny loafer, the cognac Greg, but in reality, we also do have it in Koyo, and some of the lifestyle shots were in the Koyo and not in the cognac. So both are going to be available during the survey period. We have both brown tones, and if you do want to pick up a dress loafer from last season, you'll be able to do that as well during the survey. And in the loafer is where we start to get into lots of suedes as well. And here we have the navy suede and the chocolate suede, and they're both really nice suede tones. And these, again, you can wear them with more casual wear. You can pair them with shorts, you can pair them with a pair of khakis, and they look really nice for the spring, for the summer. One thing that I would have loved to be able to show you here is the penny loafer, the Greg in the Avio. And the Avio with the gray is still out on loan, so we're going to put up a picture of it right here so you can take a look at what I'm talking about. But here we do have it in the Diablo with gray, and it's really nice because it's something that's a little bit different. It's not what you typically find in a loafer color, and again, it's going to go great with khakis, and it's really nice. You can wear it with business wear, with business casual wear, and it's going to make you stand out just a little bit. And of course, we also have the loafer in a black, which is something typical. Of course, all of our leathers have a nice shine to them. We do shine them up a little bit. That's something that probably did not come through as much in lots of those pictures, but hopefully you're able to see that pretty clearly over here. So here we have the Amit tassel loafers, and one thing that's important to know about loafers in general is that if you have a higher instep, it's not going to be as forgiving as a lace shoe. So if you're a regular D or an E width, you're not going to have an issue, but some people do have a higher instep on in their foot. And so if that's the situation, if that's your situation, you do have that higher instep, you're going to want to gravitate towards lace shoes. Oxfords should typically be fine with a closed lacing system, but if your instep is really, really high, you're going to want to stick with a Blucher or a Derby type style, which has that open lacing system. It's more adjustable, it's more forgiving, and loafers would be more difficult to fit because, as you can see over here, this space, it is what it is. With the lace, you can open it up, you can close it up, you can tighten it, you can loosen it. So again, it's just a little bit more of a forgiving shoe, a lace shoe when it comes to the higher end steps. But in general, just to go some of the thought that went behind the Amit shoes, here I wanted to go more playful, so I made lots of contrasting colors, except for this one. It's a contrasting color, but it's not such a big contrast. So this one is a little bit more traditional, and this is a cognac with the Koyo tassels. You can see that being distinguished from the Koyo with the dark brown tassels. And I did not put that cognac with the Koyo tassels on the campaign because I didn't want to create that confusion. Also in pictures, you don't see that distinction as well as you're going to see them hopefully in this video. So here we do have the nice contrast. Again, we contrasted here between the light smoke gray and the Avio. I thought this was a really nice contrast that could be used not just in a more casual setting, but maybe if you wanted to do some business wear with it. Also the black with the very subtle Diablo tassels. And then we did the opposite as well. We have a Diablo with a black tassel. So this one's going to be a little bit of a faster style, a little bit more fashion, and just a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. So you can see this shoe has blue outsole, and adding a blue outsole to any style of shoe that you have is going to be an option during the survey period. So that I can confirm with you today. And it's something that's going to be exclusive to this campaign. So if you want a blue outsole, it's not going to be available later through our website. Blue outsoles are just, as of now at least, only going to be available during this campaign. Possibly in the future we'll do something about it, but right now you can only get it here. And then again, this beautiful navy suede with the light blue tassels. This is just like a really cool contrasting tassel loafer. It's not something that you're going to see just about anywhere else. And it's a beautiful dark blue with light blue contrast. And again, it's something that if you pick that right outfit to wear it with, it's going to be like, wow, like everyone's going to notice this shoe. It's an amazing, amazing, beautiful contrasting color. And one of the shoes that's not as contrasting, but it's one of the favorites here around the office, is this beautiful whiskey suede with the cognac tassels. And this shoe is just, I mean, it's just cool looking. And it's not too crazy, and it just goes with a lot. It's brown, it's different brown, it's suede, it's just everything that you could possibly want, and something that's a little bit bolder, but just not so out there yet. So it's a really, really nice option, the whiskey. So here we have the Geo slipper loafers, and in my hand I'm holding the Koyo Croc slipper loafer. And something that you should know is that the Crocs are only going to be available during this campaign. So it's a Kickstarter exclusive. And as a backer going forward, we're going to be dropping lots of colors which are going to be available exclusive to you guys. Hopefully we'll get to the point where we can do that about once a month. But you're getting a little bit of a taste of that right now during this campaign, where we have those Kevins, which are going to be exclusive to the campaign. These Crocs are going to be exclusive to the campaign. And we're going to try to make our backers lots of things that they're only going to see. Lots of your suggestions as well. We're going to make them options for you guys, not necessarily right now, but throughout the year we're going to be giving you guys lots of exclusivity, lots of things, limited editions, limited runs, things that are only going to be reserved for our backers. So there's lots of benefits to backing this campaign, not only to get those beautiful shoes, but again, you're going to have things that nobody else in the world is going to have or even have access to. And so that's one of the things that's always been in the plan for us. And one thing that I do want to show you over here, especially in these loafers, is that we have the Cobalt Croc, and this is the only Cobalt shoe that we've made, and it's the only Cobalt shoe available in this collection. And I wanted to put it up here next to an Avio so you can see the little bit of the contrast in the blue. The Cobalt's almost more of like an electric type blue. And the Avio, of course, is more of a denimish real blue. And then we have You know, something that you've seen before, the brown antique, the Diablo antique, both beautiful slipper shoes. And just again to show you the difference between the Croc and the plain leather. The Croc is a stamped calf leather shoe, and this is, you can see a close up over here, of just a regular Diablo. So this is the Croc Diablo, and this is just a regular Diablo antique shoe. And of course they have the nice burnishing. You can see the black streaks in the shoe. You can see the nice detail in here. Again, this is just a beautiful slipper shoe. And we also have the Justin Tassel slipper loafer. And here I have two of them, which is the Koyo and the Diablo with black tassel. We also have the black on black, but that one is also out on loan. We just don't have it back yet. But it's pretty self-explanatory, the black. Black is black. Here you can see that we didn't do as much contrasting because the Croc in and of itself, you know, gives it a lot of texture. And you don't want to do, you know, add too much to something that the material kind of just speaks for itself. It just stands out on its own. So we didn't want to add too much to that. The Diablo actually works with the black tassel because inside the Diablo in the burnishing, there is a lot of black tones in there. So it's not as contrasting, it kind of blends in really well. And last, but definitely not least, in the loafer family, we have the Kevin Wingtip Tassel Slipper Loafers. And these are Kickstarter exclusives, and they will not be available ever again. So you pick them up now, or you don't pick them up at all. And this is a style that I put together, and I thought that was a little bit wild. It looked a little bit crazy on paper. And then we got the samples, it was kind of like, whoa. And it's really cool looking, it's really different. The color that you guys reacted to the most is this brown with the blue suede, and it's really cool. You're not gonna see it anywhere, unless somebody copied us by now. Which is possible, but this is a really, really cool look, and something that did not come out as well in the pictures that in the campaign. You can't really see the texture over here on this normal leather. So this normal leather is not a regular black leather; it's actually textured printed leather. It looks actually kind of cool. Adds a little bit more contrast. It's already a very busy shoe, so it was a little bit of a risk to put this on there, but I think it came out really nice. And then we have the Lorenzo Chukkas, also known as the Desert Boot. And these come in 4 colors. We have it in the brown antique, Koyo antique, Diablo antique, and the black antique. Here again, I am missing the Koyo antique that's out on loan, but you can see the Diablo antique. It's beautiful, lots of leather here, so it's lots of opportunity to really see like the depthness and the richness of the color. I can see some of the burnishing, the dark streaking, and this is a great example of I mean, it's just a place you can really see the handiwork of these artisans, the color, the work that they put into it, just because there's so much material to work with over here. And same thing with the browns. You know, really cool. You can see lots of dark spots, the burnishing that was done all by hand, around the toe, around the edges. Really, really, really nice work. The work that, and again here in the black, it's a really great way to see the shininess of the leather. They really buff it well coming out of the factory to give it like that luxurious look. And all of the leather that we use is full grain calfskin leather, so everything's the highest quality, the highest caliber leather that you can get. And it's beautiful, nice, supple. The lining is all calf leather lining as well. You know, it's cushioned, it's flexible. These boots are built on the same Ace last that we build our dress shoes in. So they're also going to be comfortable from the first time they put them on. And again, here it is an open lacing system, so it's a little bit more forgiving, a lot more forgiving than even most of the shoes, because you do have much more space over here. But again, it's a beautiful example of the craftsmanship, the material. Again, you can have a lot of surface area to see all the difference in the different tones, the handiwork, the burnishing that they do. All right, so I'm going to go through some of the belts and to give you an idea of what it means to have a matching leather belt. So all of our belts are full grain leather, all Italian, and it's all dyed inside our factory. So when they're going to be making, let's say, a brown antique shoe, they're going to be dyeing the brown antique belts as well. So to give you an example, here we have the Cognac Stewart shoe, and then we have the Cognac matching belt. And you see I put it right across over here, and the tone is pretty much spot on. But just like the shoes, these belts are also dyed by hand. So you're going to see the same kind of streaking, you see the same kind of burnishing type of effect that you're going to see in the shoes. So it's not necessarily even throughout. Here you see in this section of the belt, it goes from a little bit darker in the middle to a little bit lighter in the edges. That's going to be the same kind of work, the same kind of coloring that you're going to see in the shoes. So everything's going to match to the shoes. And here, just to give you another example, here you have a rum belt on the rum leather. And you're going to see again, the tones are pretty much the same. And that's just to give you an idea of what it means to have the matching belt. So any color that we do make the shoes in, we also make the belts in. So if you have an Avio shoe, you're going to get an Avio belt. If you have a dark blue shoe, you get a dark blue belt. Gray, cognac, Cuoio, any color that we make the shoe in, you can get the matching belt in. Diablo, same thing. So red, same thing. You're going to get a red shoe, red antique shoe with the red antique belt. So all of our belts are coming the same length, and what that means is not that any size, is that it's not that it's going to fit every size. It really means that you can cut it to your size. So over here you can see that there is a little screw right over here, and you're going to be able to unscrew that, take this piece off, you're going to cut the belt to size, you're going to fit it to yourself, and then just screw that right back on. You can do that at home. It's pretty easy to do. You can also take it to a local shoe repair shop, and for some nominal amount, sometimes they'll even do it for free. They'll cut the leather for you, and you can fit the belt to whatever size you are. We did get some requests for bigger sizes because these do come in 45-inch lengths. So we are going to have a 50-inch length available as well. So again, matching belt, makes a really nice outfit. Matching belt, matching shoes. And again, if you buy the belt at this time with a shoe, it's going to be the same coloring as your shoe. Because again, it's done at the same factory by the same artisans. It's all done by hand, Italian leather, really nice, good quality stuff. And to complete the look, we of course have the briefcase. And as you guys had requested, we're going to be taking off that Ace Marks logo from the side. So the only logo that's going to remain on this is the logo here on the bottom. And the briefcase also can be dyed to match your shoes. So if you get a Diablo shoe, a Diablo belt, you can get the matching Diablo briefcase. Avio shoes, Avio belt, you can get the matching Avio briefcase. And we did add, or we're going to add a shoulder strap to this, a shoulder pad to this, I should say. Again, that's something that our backers had suggested. We spoke with our factory. It's something that we're able to do. One thing that I did see lots of requests for is to add different divisions inside the briefcase. And I'm going to see if that's possible. I'm going to, at the very least, try to add a division for a laptop and then some files. So like a main division in the main case area. So if that's possible, we're going to get it done for you. Of course, I'll let you know as soon as I know, but it's something that we're trying. If you want to see some more details about the bag, look at I think it's our first or second update where I created a whole video showing you the insides, the outside, all the different details, the hardware on this. So take a look at that if you haven't seen it yet. And of course, the shoulder strap is completely removable. You can fold it, put it right back into the bag. And this is nice if you're just going to go to the office with it, to carry things around, whatever it would be. But of course, you can get the whole outfit, the shoes, the belt, the bag, all dyed to the same color at the same factory by the same artisans. And to go over some of the accessories that we also have available, we have here the 8.5-inch gold-plated stainless steel shoehorn. This is a really nice piece. It's something that you probably want to keep at home. And when it comes to really nice high-end shoes, one of the important things when it comes to caring for them is that when you put them on, you're not damaging the back counter. So lots of people are used to putting on their sneakers, you just slip it on, you crush the back down. You don't want to do that with your dress shoes. So using a shoehorn is really important. It's something that if you plan to have these shoes for a very long time, you want to be using one every time so you don't cause that damage. We also have one in case you're traveling, a little bit lighter. It's easier to store. It's a travel shoehorn. And this is, again, with our logo on it. It's nice and black, really light, something you want to put in your suitcase, keep in your backpack, whatever it is that you travel with. We're also going to be including these polishing cloths. These are cotton flannel, really nice feel to the touch. When you polish your shoes, when you clean them, wipe them after a day of wear, this is a really nice thing to use to maintain it. And horsehair shoe brush with a wooden handle. The importance of using a horsehair brush is that it's not going to scratch the finish. It's not going to scratch the shoe like some synthetic fibers may. Horsehair is nice and soft, and it's what you're going to find in most of the better shoe brushes that are out there. And of course, this is made to be used with our shoes. It's really nice, soft, and it's not going to damage it. Before you polish your shoes, or maybe also after a day of wear, you want to just clean it up a little bit. You're going to want to be using this instrument. And something that we went over in one of the very first videos that we put out with, I think it was the first or the second update, is the shoe tree. If there's one item that you purchase to take care of your shoes, it should be a shoe tree. And our shoe trees are made out of real cedar wood. You can see the nice, beautiful shape on them. These are not your standard basic shoe trees that are usually just a little round piece in the front with a stick in the back and you just put it in. These shoe trees are actually going to fill out your shoes from the front to the vamp to the sides, and it's going to stretch out the leather. After a day of wear, you want that leather to recover, to recuperate the shoe, to take its shape back, to remove the creases that are created from wear as much as possible, and that's what a shoe tree is going to do for you. In terms of longevity of your shoe, if you want to keep, again, your shoe for a very long time, this is a really, really basic thing to do. After every wear, you put in a really good quality cedar shoe tree. And that's what we have here with gold-plated embellishments, gold-plated hardware in it, and of course the Ace Marks logo right over here as well. So I know even in the comment section, lots of backers from last campaign talked about the shoe trees. If there's one item, one shoe care accessory, even if your person doesn't like taking care of your things, you don't take care of your shoes as much, that's something that's really easy to do. It's really nice to display them. Take off your shoes, put in a shoe tree, put it in your closet, forget about it. Well, that pretty much does it. Walk through the shoes, walk through the collections, walk through the distinctions in the different colors, the Koyas, the browns, the cognacs, the rums, the blues, the Avios, the dark blues, the light grays, the dark grays, the Diablos, and the red antiques. Went through everything for you guys. I hope that this gives you a clearer picture of what's going to be available in this campaign. Sometimes pictures don't do it justice. Hopefully this video will give you a better understanding of exactly what the shoe and what the color looks like. Also with the belts, how to size them, the hardware in it. Of course our belts are going to be coming without the Ace Marks logo as you had requested. A better look at the briefcase, the different colors that it's available in, what we're going to be doing without logo as well. So the other thing that we have coming out is the catalog, a lookbook. So we're going to give you lots of more material. You're going to be able to make a great decision. Fitting also, please take a look at our fitting information, our fitting tools, videos. It's really important for us and for you that you get the best possible fit the first time around. We put lots of information out there for you to make sure that that happens. Please take a look at it. We have three different ways that you can fit your shoes, and we're going to be sending all of that out. Like send it out last campaign, we're updating it for this campaign. So take a look at that before you place your order, before you finish your survey. Guys, thanks a lot for a great campaign. I really hope that you love the shoes, not just looking at the pictures, but we're that much closer to getting them on your feet. Really excited for that, and thank you very much. Any questions, of course, just let us know, send us a message, send us an email, just put a comment on in the campaign page, and we'll get back to you. Thanks a lot, guys.